and I will tell you that, like, was it 20? So it was 2021 in June. I went to the Berkshires for a wedding in COVID. It was supposed to happen in 2020. They literally laser etched off the 2020 and put a 2021 because everything was locked down, so you couldn't. Yeah. And so I was a groomsman. It's one of my high school friends, like really dear friend, influential. Him and his father, very influential. His father's was a Methodist, very high up in the Methodist church, and really kind of helped shape my healthy view on some religions where I didn't have the greatest healthy experiences. We'll just say that. And the reason I bring this up is I had, at that point in time, I'd really kind of fallen deep into my chrysalis and was just going through hell. And and in fact, a buddy paid, it was in June, paid for me to go to Provincetown, just to go out and just have a good time in the town. I love all people. I just like being around fun and art and stuff. And so went to Provincetown during Gay Pride Week, as a heterosexual male. And it's just totally, I met really great friends that actually want to visit me down here in Richmond. It's just, the reason why I'm saying this is I ran into an artist there, and I ended up commissioning from her to paint the picture in painting form, the story of the butterfly. Mm-hmm. Are you familiar with that? Like the Paolo Coelho story of the butterfly? Mm-hmm. The nature walker, essentially, I'll paraphrase here, walks through the forest and comes across the chrysalis where the butterfly is trying to emerge. And the nature walker watches over time and believes that the butterfly either runs out of steam or gets tired or stuck, and thinks they're helping them out by cutting open the back of the chrysalis, and out comes this blob form that has crinkled wings, and the story essentially ends that the nature walker realizes, the person realizes that it was their impertinence that prevented the whole thing, and that now this thing is now food. It has no ability to actually be the beauty that they were trying to see. And I think I have this now in painting form. It's I don't know if it's oil on oil or acrylic on canvas, but I love it. It was the first major piece like that I'd done. And the only thing I told her is that I want black and white from bottom left to color on the side right. And I have a picture on my phone I could probably show you. But I love that aspect because no one knows that. It has to pull it through because the wings formed inside the chrysalis. And the turgor pressure, that's the pressure inside something where leaves of plants have turgor pressure. And it's a similar form, I don't know if they could still call it turgor pressure, in the wings of butterflies and other bugs. But that's what, it has to actually squeegee the fluid from the thorax of what was a caterpillar into what are now newly formed, empty wings, And so it's this massive process. And it takes a lot of effort. And so many people want to try to shame the butterfly out of the chrysalis, But the problem is that you can't use fear to motivate. Fear only serves as a motivator in a certain form until it turns destructive, And so just almost like feeding the butterfly soup, and true ability to actually motivate and help. And then the more you get used to doing that, then the process happens faster and faster. And I love, Vishen Lakhiani talks about being able to become a new person so frequently that almost every month when you run into people that know you, they already recognize differences in the way you behave, operate, and do things, And so that becomes the place. I think there's so many people have difficulty seeing from the hell that they're in to imagine that that's there, because people try to bridge that gap with things that end up being looked at as toxic positivity, right? Mm-hmm. Let me convince myself that it doesn't fucking suck. Mm-hmm. Let me if I just tell myself enough, then it will all go away.
Oh yeah. Yeah. If only.
What was the? Do you have any cool stories from when you What's your First off, can I ask this question? When you said you've been 7 years sober. Do you have any experiences with any of the rehab clinics or any of the rehab sort of places?
As a participant?
Yes.
I don't.
Okay.
I don't.
Where did you find that was best helpful for you, at least from the substance, from the substance aspect?
At that time?
Mm-hmm.
I don't recommend what I did. I put it down. I mean, every path here is different, of course. But essentially, I was dating somebody that didn't smoke pot, and I had this interesting realization, and I just walked away. I have an aspect of my personality where I can just cut and like walk, which, yay, that's a good thing.
What sign are you?
What sign?
Scorpio?
Pisces, but
Pisces.
you wouldn't think about that with a Pisces.
Right. Okay. Happy birthday, by the way.
Thank you. You too.
Oh, yes, coming up 3 days.
Yep.
So you just put it down and walked away?
I just put it down. So something interesting happened where it used to bring my mood up. It used to bring me up. And then as I was evolving spiritually, which the two kind of danced together for a couple years, I realized that it was bringing me way down. And I'm like, why am I doing